Hey, how are you?
Ladies and gentlemen, to introduce the team of doctors, I invite Dr. Kripali.
Thank you, MC. Our chief guest, Acting Prime Minister, Attorney General and Minister of Economy, Mr. Ayase Kayum. Head Surgeon of Sri Sathya Sai Sanjeevani Hospital, Dr. Ashish Katewa. Assistant Minister for Health, Mrs. Veena Bhatnagar. Government Ministers, Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Thank you all for braving Suva's typical wet August weather to join us in marking this auspicious occasion. Thank you for regarding this occasion to be worthy of your time and energy. We're especially grateful to the Acting Prime Minister, the Honorable Ayase Kayum, for accepting our invitation to be amongst us tonight, especially as we all know how demanding his schedule is. We're extremely appreciative, sir, for acknowledging the Foundation's efforts with your presence. Ladies and gentlemen, extraordinary things can happen when we come together in service of others, to serve with no expectation of getting something tangible in return, except the satisfaction and peace of mind from doing good. This is what motivated us to form the Sai Prema Foundation Fiji. This is the philosophical bedrock that drew a group of like-minded people together. Many had largely been involved in volunteerism and were moved to do even more. Ladies and gentlemen, motivation was also plentiful from our government. As you all know, the cause our government has chartered for Fiji has been dedicated to advancing the livelihood of all its people. Despite Fiji's limited resources, this government has in the last 10 years or so transformed the nation from one with almost no welfare payouts to one that is increasingly on par with certain industrialized first world countries. Today, our people enjoy free education, free textbooks, and a two-pronged scholarship approach that rewards meritorious students and students who may have not topped their grade but are capable of pursuing further education if it weren't for lack of money. Then there is also free medical care in the hospitals and health centers, free medicine, and even subsidized electricity and water for our low-income earners. And the list goes on and on. The government must be commended for its outstanding achievements. Its achievements in lifting the living standards of ordinary Fijians and the marginalized are unprecedented in Fiji's history. The government must also be commended for bringing about unprecedented economic growth which has immensely benefited all Fijians. It is our humble hope and prayer that our foundation's projects will complement the government's efforts, even if it is in a small way. Ladies and gentlemen, the Sai Prema Foundation's mission is guided by three key ideals: to promote physical and mental well-being among the underprivileged through social and medical initiatives, to raise people's understanding of human values in a world that is increasingly challenged by a lack of humanity, to promote love, peace and unity amongst all Fijians and promote better spiritual well-being. The Sai Prema Foundation is inspired by Sri Sathya Sai Baba. His simple teachings of love all, serve all, help ever, hurt never is at the very core of our foundation's values. He has given humanity a blueprint of how to help the poor and needy through his monumental projects. The first being the world-class super specialty hospitals, which has no billing department. No billing department whatsoever. The second, a premier university with 4 major campuses giving world-class free education based on human values. The third, a free water supply project giving free water to millions of people living in rural India. And not forgetting his global humanitarian efforts and presence in every country and continent. The Sai Prema Foundation, which registered in March this year, has already delivered several initiatives. Today, we officially launched 2 of its key initiatives. First is the Health on Wheels project. As the name implies, Health on Wheels is about taking healthcare to those who are unable to access medical services because of their socio-economic situation. Many of us take for granted our relative ease at being able to go to a public healthcare facility or a private GP. It must not be forgotten that there are many less privileged people amongst us who largely through no fault of theirs are not able to enjoy this. Health on Wheels will help in that area of need. We take a well-equipped medical team into the rural areas where we set up camp and encourage the entire community to take advantage of the services available. So far, we have conducted 2 camps, one in Narere and the second in Suvalalai village in rural Mussoorie. This was possible with the help of the Ministry of Health and several medical professionals, all of whom volunteered their time to help the cause. The recipient communities, as you will see later in our video presentation, were very appreciative. More than 300 people took advantage of the medical camp. Many returned to their homes with a diagnosis of their medical condition and how to treat it, and they required medicine or correctional eyeglasses, etc. All left better informed about how to care for their health. Ladies and gentlemen, the foundation also does its best to be responsive to the needs of Fiji's most vulnerable. So when Cyclone Winston ravaged parts of Fiji in February, our members saw fit to mobilize and offer emergency assistance to the men, women and children in some of the hardest hit areas. Members stepped into their networks to help put together emergency relief packages. Teams were then dispatched to deliver these much needed food rations. A few weeks later, with many more groups helping to feed those affected, the foundation diverted its assistance to a school community deep in the interior of Reykjavik. The school and its students had lost everything. It is very true that in giving, we receive. The relief work, ladies and gentlemen, reminded us that shared humanity binds us together. While the work took time and resources, it inspired the Foundation's members to aspire for even greater deeds. We have done so in this month of August. It has been an enormous blessing for Fiji to be able to have the assistance of one of India's best pediatric cardiac surgical teams. And for the Foundation, it has been a privilege to play a pivotal role in making this happen. The cardiac team from India's Sri Sathya Sai Sanjeevani Hospital, led by Dr. Ashish Katewa, operated on 25 children with congenital heart problems. All of the surgeries were free of charge. This was an immense saving for the families involved and for Fiji, because such delicate operations are estimated to cost about $55,000 per person. That means families saved more than $1.3 million. The lives of these children and their families have been changed for the better. Much of this is due to the brilliance of Dr. Katewa. He is one of India's finest surgeons who has a record of having successfully and personally performed more than 2,000 pediatric heart surgeries. Over the past 10 days, he performed as many as 4 surgeries a day on some days. Some of the recipients were as young as 3 months old. The generosity of Dr. Katewa and his team from Sanjeevani Hospital does not end there, as they have offered to help Fiji establish its own pediatric surgical unit. The Sanjeevani Hospital has offered to train a local team at its hospital in central India. In the meantime, it has committed to continue to send a specialist cardiac team every year until Fiji is able to conduct its own. Ladies and gentlemen, the Sathya Sai Sanjeevani Hospital also made the entire cost of the 11-member surgical team that came to Fiji and sent half a container load of consumables worth in excess of $60,000, which are the essential surgical items that are not available in Fiji for the surgeries. The Sai Prema Foundation is of course truly proud to be associated with the Sanjeevani Hospital. We are deeply grateful to the hospital and its chairman, Mr. Srinivas, for extending such compassion to our small island nation. Ladies and gentlemen, many more have contributed to the success of the Foundation's projects. We wish to thank you all most sincerely. We may not be able to list all of you, but know that we are sincerely grateful for your assistance. Special mention, of course, must be paid to Dr. Katewa and his team and the volunteer doctors, nurses and other medical staff who have supported our health initiatives. We also take this opportunity to thank the Ports Authority of Fiji, the Fiji Islands Revenue and Customs Authority, the shipping agents who helped, and the many others present here tonight to facilitate the timely clearance of the consumables on Saturday night before the surgery and its delivery on Sunday so that urgent surgeries could start the next day as scheduled. Special thanks to the team at CWM Hospital and the Ministry of Health, including the Health Minister, Johnny Usumalte, and the Assistant Minister for Health, Veena Bhatnagar, the Head of Pediatrics at the CWM Hospital, Dr. Elisipedi Vereti, and the Principal Administrative Officer at CWM Hospital, Mr. Bashir Ali. Without their support, these cardiac surgeries just would not have happened. We also want to thank the International Honorary Advisory Board members of our foundation, and they are Hard Rock Cafe founder Isaac Tigert, Fiji's rugby legend Vasile Serevi, US-based scientist Arvind Thiagarajan, Catholic priest and philanthropist based in Africa, Father Charles Ogada, Chairman of the Sathya Sai Sanjeevani Hospital Trust, Mr. Srinivas, prominent educationist, Mr. Narasimha Murthy, and Bollywood singer Sumit Tappu, who is also our advisory board chairman. Special thanks must be extended to Dr. Krupali Tappu for coordinating the logistics between the hospital in India and our local hospital on behalf of our foundation. Her extensive liaison over the last 8 months significantly contributed to the smooth undertakings. To my co-trustee Vikesh Chauhan and all the extremely hardworking members of the foundation who come from all walks of life and put their heart and soul into making this all happen, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, the future holds much in store for our people when we all work to shape our destinies. There are a few more big plans afoot that the Foundation hopes to realize in the near future. Chief among these plans is the establishment of a free medical center to serve our country's less privileged. This will be unraveled in due course. In the medium term, ladies and gentlemen, the Sai Prema Foundation is planning to also develop an international center for love and peace to promote harmony among the people of all faiths and cultures. Today, though, we celebrate our Health on Wheels project, which will launch its first mobile medical clinic, which is parked outside. The mobile clinic is a specially fabricated truck which in due course will be stocked with all the essential medicines and equipment needed for the Health on Wheels medical camps. The medical clinic will ease the delivery of medical treatment at the camps. And we celebrate the successful conclusion of the cardiac surgeries conducted by Dr. Katewa and his specialist team from Sanjeevani Hospital. It's an extremely memorable month, one that will be easily remembered by the nation because of Fiji's feat at the Rio Olympics. Perhaps it is fitting that the launch of the foundation has coincided with Fiji's win of its first gold medal at the Summer Olympics. The emphatic win by our Sevens rugby gladiators is undoubtedly symbolic of the heights we can all reach. Their determination, discipline, hard work and humility have shown the world that near impossible dreams can be achieved if the hearts and minds of the team are united. It is a lesson that must be remembered by us all at all times if we are to take our communities forward. Together we can try to make a difference. Together we can inspire change. The Sai Prema Foundation is dedicated to do just that. And we welcome all who have the same desire to join our efforts and help us work toward that common good. God bless Fiji. Thank you very much.
The Honourable Attorney General, the Minister for Economy, the Honourable Ayaz Said Qayyum, the Honourable Assistant Minister for Health, Ms. Lina Bhatnagar, prominent members of the Sai Prema Foundation Fiji. I'm honoured to be a part of the launch of the Sai Prema Foundation Fiji this evening. I am actually here just to give you a background of the tremendous work that is done by the specialist team from Siri Sai Satya Sanjivani Hospital. I must say that we owe a lot of gratitude to the director of the hospital, who has carefully chosen Dr. Ashish Katewa as the leader of this group to have come over here. And with him being that, he has chosen carefully the 9 members of his team. And I will mention each and every one of them because without their passion, we would never have done a lot of work. So there's Farouk, who is the perfusionist, Dr. Yogesh, who's the cardiologist. There's Kim, she's a surgical nurse from Brisbane, who's also joined the team. And Dr. Ranganathan is an intensivist and an anesthetist. Then there's Sanjay, who's Dr. Ashish Katewa's right hand and left hand as well. And Nubi's a nurse, very passionate one as well, and so is Raj. And then there's Dr. Shermani, and beautiful. I can't remember her name all the time, but I call her beautiful because that's what her name in Indian means. So it's taken months of planning to bring this group here, and I think it was all the way back to March when we all got together and decided on the number of children that we were going to look at. And as you all know, we've talked about the number of children that have congenital heart diseases in any country. The incidence is about 1% of its population. And for us, it means with our 20,000 births every year, annually, that is close to 200 babies being born with holes in their hearts. And every year we do get teams, but there are times when we do not have teams coming over to operate in them, and this year was one of them. After the Cyclone Winston, we were unlucky to have teams coming, but Siri Satya Sai Sanjivani put their hands up and decided to come along and help us when we really needed it. And because of that, we've managed to fix 25 children. And it means that there's a backlog of 170 plus children, and every year a team doesn't come, there's a backlog of more. So we're really thankful to this group that have come across. And I must say that compared to other teams in the previous several years, this team has been different in the sense that they have allowed us to be a part of their team. And just to give you a brief on that, I've had to pull up 20 of our nurses to join this team to provide intensive care, pre-op care and post-operative care. And in doing that, I am pretty sure that Dr. Ranganathan would agree with me. He had a nightmare in trying to teach our nurses because in the beginning we were all raw to cardiac care. And because of them, in the first 2 weeks, we became very close friends, and through that managed to learn a lot more in learning how to look after our children post-operatively. And it's just the beginning. We have plans to continue this every year, and I'm hoping that the Minister for Health and the Permanent Secretary, whom I am sitting here as well this evening, and the Medical Superintendent of the hospital will continue to invite this group and the hospital to come over and continue to share their expertise and upskill our people, and first and foremost, providing the gift of life to all our children. And I can't say enough how thankful and how grateful we are, but to just mention that there is a time and a season for everything, and that God is always in control. And I wish them well on their trip back home tomorrow morning. We wish you a safe trip, and God go with you.
Nisabula, namaskar and good evening. At the outset, I would like to thank the Sai Prema Foundation, Ministry of Health, Government of Fiji, on behalf of my team members here, on behalf of our chairman, C. Srinivas, and 150 plus members of our hospital in India. We are really honored to be here, and it's a moment of great joy for us in helping children of Fiji and their parents and families to alleviate some of the pain. As Madam Verity already mentioned, the incidence of congenital heart disease is close to 1%. That would mean out of 100 children born every year, one of them would have a significant lesion in the heart. There are 20,000 children born every year in Fiji Islands, and there are 200 such children born with heart defects. Fiji entirely depends on overseas visiting teams for correcting these lesions, and the visits have been erratic, not regular, as there wasn't any team visiting this year. On an average visit, they probably operate 20 to 25 such children, so every year there's a backlog of 180 such children who are not operated. Most of the families know that their children have some form of heart disease. It's like a ticking bomb. They know it, there's a problem, but they have no means to getting it fixed. As you can imagine, it's a painful circumstances to be in. Our hospital can support your program on 3 levels. This is the first initiative, and we have come with a small team and have worked closely with the doctors and nurses here in operating close to 25 children. But that is not going to solve the problem. We need to work towards developing Fiji's own pediatric congenital heart unit. We have a discussion with the government here, with the officials in the Colonial War Memorial Hospital, and they are very receptive to our offer. We have suggested that they should form a shadow pediatric cardiac team in Suva, and we have already invited them to be part of our team back home, spend some time with us. We'll be very happy to host them and train them. The respective departments at Colonial War Memorial Hospital are already working towards that aim in choosing that cardiac team. We would also like to offer our help in operating children with complex lesions by inviting them back home. And as you know, our hospital doesn't have a cash counter. All the services are rendered for free, so we are happy to operate them free of cost. I hope and pray that this is an ongoing initiative, and together we can achieve Fiji's its own pediatric cardiac unit. Just as India is a beacon of hope in terms of affordable medical services for the world, or that part of the world at least. Fiji could be such beacon of hope for children from neighboring islands, Pacific, South Pacific. There are hundreds of islands with families and children living there with some form of congenital heart disease, and I can only imagine how hard it will be for them to afford such care in a developed country like New Zealand or Australia. But if Fiji can provide a credible congenital pediatric unit, this is something which is going to help not only families in Fiji but also neighboring islands. On that note, I would like to thank the Right Honourable Prime Minister, Right Honourable Deputy Minister of Health Services, Mr. Mahendra Kapoor, the Chairman of Sai Prema Foundation, for having us here. Thank you.
Good night and a good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The Assistant Minister for Health, the trustees for Sai Prema Foundation, Dr. Ketewa, his team, all invited guests. It gives me much pleasure to be here. As I was saying earlier on this week, when you have all these very astute speakers speak before you, you don't actually have to speak for too long. So I won't be that long, because I know that the other openings we have to do now after this. But ladies and gentlemen, let me say one thing. Healthcare and the provision of medical services is a very critical element of living your life as an individual. Healthcare, access to health, is a very emotional issue. It's a very personal issue. It's not like, for example, provision of taxi licenses or some other form of government function that is being performed by some agency. Health is very, very important. When your loved ones are not well, when your loved ones can die as a result of lack of health care, it causes great stress. It's emotionally demanding, psychologically demanding, and of course, if healthcare is not affordable, it is financially very demanding too. So on all fronts, healthcare is very, very pivotal to one's own well-being. It of course is very, very pivotal to the health or the well-being of a country too. If you have a lot of sick people in your country, the level of productivity won't be good. If you have a lot of sick people in your country, you won't be able to realize your potential for them individually as a person, as a human being, but also as a country. So therefore, healthcare is very, very important. Unfortunately, of course, in Fiji for many decades, healthcare, investment in healthcare was neglected as a general, I suppose as a general comment. Indeed, there was a lack of investment in the human capital. So we did not have many of our doctors being sent off overseas, being trained and have the level of capacity as we have, for example, in young doctors like Dr. Ketewa and others who are here with us. And that lack of investment in human capital has meant that we have the inability now, or are in a position where we do need the assistance of people from outside of Fiji. And that, of course, that assistance is very much appreciated. Because without your assistance, the 20-odd people that your children even perform various procedures on, obviously they've given them a new lease of life. You've given those families a renewed sense of hope. And that is very, very important for us, and that is very, very much appreciated. Also, Dr. Ketewa, what we liked in what you said is that you want to build local capacity. Because at the end of the day, we need to be able to stand on our own feet. In some aspects, it may take us 2 years, sometimes it may take us 5 years, or it may take us 10 or 15 years. But the fact is, if we have that as an objective, then we will be able to provide a lot better services, and as you rightly said, that Fiji, of course, can be the center for providing medical services to other Pacific Islanders. And we know that the medical services in those countries are far more rudimentary than ours in many, many of the instances. So it is very, very critical that we have those types of medical facilities. And I'd like to thank you once again for the services, your dedication, and of course your compassion and your passion at the same time to be able to provide those services. Please put your hands together as Fijians. We must show our appreciation. I'd also like to say that important for you to know too, Doctor, that we've recently given all our doctors a big pay rise, which they very much deserve. And of course, we are investing in the postgraduate studies too, which we are going to pay for the local postgraduate studies. It is very important for us. We need to obviously do a lot more. There are many other areas that we need to help facilitate to improve services, including the actual infrastructure and the facilities in particular in the rural areas. I'd like to, of course, acknowledge the Sai Prema Foundation for them bringing Dr. Ketewa and their team in the sense of providing services other than medical services, than sort of surgeries that are being performed, their relief efforts. As we know, Cyclone Winston, ladies and gentlemen, killed 44 Fijians. And that is the largest death toll we've had from a natural disaster. It left a trail of devastation, which was unprecedented. So Fijians coming together, various organizations coming together to help those people in need, again, is very much appreciated. It reminds me of one of the sayings of a former Indian president who was a nuclear scientist, Dr. Kalam. He said that great men and women, of course, see religion as a means of making friends. Small men and women use religion as a weapon. So if we are able to harness the positive aspects, and all religions are positive, all faiths are positive, they all preach about love, they all preach about compassion, all preach about a sense of humanity and identification with your fellow human being. If we all focus on the positives, then the advocacy, the work of organizations such as Sai Prema Foundation will help us realize that our strength is in our ability to get together as a human race, as our ability to get together as individuals who may be of different faiths, who may be of different ethnic groups, who may be of different provinces of different countries, but what actually binds us is our sense of adhering to the true values and principles of what our different faiths preach us, and that is, of course, love and compassion, and of course, sharing our experiences as human beings. So I'd like to thank the Prema Foundation. We look forward to working together with you, and of course, we want to also highlight, and there's a man who said that he wants to work together with government. And as I had a meeting with one of the ministers from another country yesterday, we talked about aid. We said ultimately we want to be in a position where we do not want to always have handouts. We want to move away to be able to stand on our own 2 feet, not just to build capacity, but also to be able to ensure that we have longevity in terms of the resources that we have in our country. So it is very critical, therefore, for non-governmental organizations, for faith-based organizations and other organizations that are going to carry out any form of community work to be able to complement what government is doing. Because if they do complement what government is doing, we'll be able to then better achieve those objectives in respect of whatever area it may be, whether it's medical services, whether it's building capacity in rural areas for terms of housing, or whether it's in the agricultural sector. Because if we have a united approach to building overall capacity in your country, then we don't need ultimately handouts, we don't actually need assistance. So this is the philosophy, if you like, of the Honourable Prime Minister, who talks about not giving handouts but giving a leg up. And if we are able to focus on giving a leg up and working collaboratively, then Fiji, of course, will be able to realize its true potential and much bigger potential that we do have. So thank you very much again for the invitation. I wish your organization all the best. I've heard about Meals on Wheels, but Health on Wheels obviously is a new thing and obviously quite creative, and we look forward to that. I mean, I remember as a child we used to get those medical or the mobile dentists used to come to the schools in those days, and we obviously used to fear them. But with this Health on Wheels, we look forward to that. We hope that you get more wheels, and we're quite happy to help facilitate those wheels coming into Fiji and providing those facilities. Dr. Ketewa, once again, thank you for your wonderful work. We look forward to seeing you again in Fiji, and of course all your team that provided that assistance, and we welcome you once again to Fiji, And of course, the acting minister acting permanent secretary for health is here, and you can be rest assured that his team will work once again with you, and he looks forward to you being here. I wish you all a very good evening. Thank you.
Not take long. It's a very emotional moment. All I wish to say that our Nihal here is our goal from Rio, and why I say that is because he was operated right after the game was won by Fiji. So he will be remembered for the rest of his life. That landmark will reference it to the goal from Rio. And the big thank you goes to the Sri Sathya Sai Sanjeevani Hospital, the team, and the Prema Foundation, of course, the Medical Services of Fiji, and the Children Foundation of Fiji. And we know there are millions of hands and souls out there who have put their minds, their thoughts, their deeds, their prayers for all the children who were operated and make this operation a very successful one. So, big thank you.
Thank you once again, Mr. Singh.
Physician assistant, who has done about 55 similar projects throughout the world.
Pleasure.
Can we please have Mr. Nibu Vaki? Next we have Mr. Sanjay Verma, our extreme. Can we have next Mr. Mohammed Farouk, the perfusionist who looks after the heart. Last but not the least, we have Dr. Srimay Srivas, the anesthetic registrar. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Big smiles.
Yes, please, sir. My apologies.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please, another big round of applause. One more to go. Thank you. You, like I said, you're getting a...
Together, come.
No, you do.
There you go.
Extraction machine. One of the guys on the
Right, we have the shot.